clouds. Dark clouds are gathering as markets shudder. Stocks are sinking. Currencies are stumbling. Fear and uncertainty is reigning. And the Middle East and in the Ukraine and Taiwan, the debt is endless. Yet one asset stands firm: gold. It is a biblical currency. In crisis after crisis, gold is there, in the background, always there. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against the looming threats of war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzy panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Your fortune favors decisive action. Get a hold of gold now before it's out of reach. Go right now to noblegoldinvestment.com or just simply go to the link below, www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call them at 877-646-5347. You'll be glad you did.
On Friday, the United Nations had to halt deliveries of essential supplies to Gaza due to the collapse of internet and telephone services in the besieged enclave caused by a lack of fuel. Israel announced the allowance of 2 tanker trucks to fuel daily into Gaza for the UN and communication systems, but this falls short of the amount needed for critical functions, including water systems, hospitals, bakeries, and aid delivery trucks. The fuel entry had been barred since the beginning of the war, with Israel expressing concerns about diversion for military purposes, the Associated Press reported. The ongoing communications blackout, now in its second day, is isolating Gaza's 2.3 million people from each other and the outside world. A California fugitive who is 65 years old, who managed to evade authorities for almost 4 decades before being apprehended back in June of this year, has now been sentenced to 50 years in prison for the murder of a Florida woman. Donald Santini entered a guilty plea for second-degree murder as part of an agreement with prosecutors, thereby avoiding a first-degree murder charge. The deal was approved by Circuit Judge Samantha Ward, who subsequently issued the sentence in Tampa on Thursday, as reported by the Tampa Bay Times. The case, initially slated for a trial in 2 weeks, concluded with the approved plea agreement and sentencing. Quote, "Good luck," the judge told Santini, who has been in jail without bond since his arrest in June at his home near San Diego. Quote, "Thank you, Your Honor." Santini, whose hands were cuffed in front of him, replied, NBC News reported. Before his apprehension, Santini resided in California using the name Wellman Simmons. He held the position of president on a local water board in Campo, a small suburb of San Diego, regularly participating in public board meetings. His life in California came to an end following a tip from the Florida Caribbean Regional Fugitive Task Force. This information led U.S. Marshals to Campo, where Santini was taken into custody. Back in 1984, Santini went by the alias Charles Michael Stevens, a name he adopted to evade a warrant for a crime committed in Texas. According to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's officials, he utilized at least 13 aliases throughout the years. Prosecutors prepared to present new details about the case to jurors, asserting that Santini was the last person seen with Cynthia Cindy Ruth Wood, 33 years old, back on June 6 of 1984. Her body was discovered in a water-filled ditch 3 days later. Assistant State Attorney Scott Harmon, speaking during Thursday's hearing, revealed that Wood had informed friends and associates of her date on June 5, 1984. Neighbors later informed investigators about a van that was parked in her driveway. Harmon explained that a woman was in a relationship with Santini informed investigators that he borrowed the van for the date, as reported by NBC News. Another witness stated that Santini claimed he was paid by Wood's husband's family to obtain damaging character evidence for a custody battle over the couple's young children. According to Harmon, Santini informed the woman the following morning that he had killed Wood and disposed of her body. After the hearing, Hillsborough Assistant Public Defender Jamie Kane declined to comment on the case. A pro-Palestinian protester, Loe Alani, who is held on a $1 million bond in connection with the death of a pro-Israeli protester, Paul Kessler, will only face hate crime charges if investigators can establish that the blow leading to the Jewish man's fall was accompanied by hate speech. Ventura County District Attorney Eric Nasarenko stated in a press conference on Friday that the Sheriff's Department had conducted an extensive investigation, interviewing 60 witnesses, reviewing over 600 videos, and investing 2,000 work hours into the case. Quote, "We have not ruled out a hate crime. An investigation into an alleged hate crime is ongoing," Nasarenko said on Friday. Quote, "We are looking for whether the act was accompanied by hate speech, specific words that show hatred toward a specific group. We don't have that at the moment." Nasarenko mentioned that the DA's office became involved within 24 hours of Kessler's death on November 6, which occurred after the 69-year-old was struck by Alani during a dispute at opposing pro-Israel, pro-Palestinian protests at the intersection of Westlake and Thousand Oaks Boulevards in Westlake Village around 3:20 p.m. local time back on November the 5th. The impact sent Kessler tumbling onto the concrete, as described by witnesses to Fox News, while holding a megaphone, Fox News reported. Now, this resulted in skull fractures, brain bruising, and swelling, which ultimately led to his fatal injuries.